Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today here back in the studio.
Yeah.
We're back. We're home.
We made
it. I think we made it. I don't know if I'm really truly here, but that's all right. That's all right. Physically, I'm here.
This is an out-of-body
Exactly.
live stream.
It very well could be. I'm still stuck somewhere in Indianapolis, but we're making it happen because we want to talk about some stuff for Unlimited.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, I am joined by Danny Schaefer and Aaron Haltom today.
Ooh.
And Danny, you've been on a bunch. We've talked to you a bunch.
Couple, yeah.
Everybody knows you. And they
True.
love you like we do.
Not true. They love Tyler.
I mean, we love Tyler as well. You're not wrong there.
Yeah.
But Aaron, outside of the gameplay live stream last Wednesday where we were playing with the demo decks, people don't really know you. They haven't really gotten a big introduction to you yet, for Unlimited at least.
Sure, yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your history with FFG and just where we are today?
I've been here 5.5 years and worked on 6 games now.
right.
Yeah, I'm like on a different game every year. So I've been in the background of all kinds of games. You've probably seen me. Most notably Destiny, Star Wars Destiny. I was on for a couple years with Jeremy there. We were the dynamic duo. So that was like, the last half of Destiny's life. I was one of the two on that. So that's what I'm probably most familiar with, and it's relevant to Unlimited here.
Yeah.
Me and Jeremy bring a lot of our Destiny baggage to the game, for better or worse. We have a lot of points of comparison of this was that Destiny card. Yeah. So in general, we're like, hey, this was a card before. Let's try to port it over into this game without completely copying it. Let's make it a new thing. Yeah.
Right. Because obviously the game is very different in how it plays,
yeah.
but finding a way to use cool concepts and bring them across. It's a great idea. Nice. Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you here today to talk about Vigilance. But first, I know we already mentioned Gen Con. Obviously, we're back. We're here. But before we get started, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who joined us for any part of Gen Con. Whether that was on site, playing demos, doing interviews with us. Like, we had a bunch of awesome content creators out there that we got to chat with and meet face to face, and it was just spectacular. But also everybody who was joining us for any of the live streams and just participating in any way that you can. We truly appreciate it. We love having you around. And loved the fact that there were thousands.
Yeah,
we still don't have the final numbers,
of players,
but thousands of people coming through over the weekend to play Star Wars Unlimited.
Yeah, it was just so cool seeing like so many people actually playing the game in public for the first time ever, really, and seeing how positive everyone was responding to it too. I got so many people coming up to me over the weekend talking about how much they love the gameplay, even with just the demo decks.
Yeah, their hype definitely influenced me. Yeah, made me more hype. Yeah, I got secondhand hype from all the players having a great time with it. Yeah,
give me the energy I needed to make it through all of Gen Con for sure.
Yeah.
Your excitement kept us alive.
It's true.
Appreciate that.
I can confirm Josh was on the brink of death.
I was close. After my 39-hour workday.
Yeah.
I was a little down, but everybody talking about the game just, it gets you all hyped. And I think, I say thousands of players, I know it was thousands of players that came through, but we might be skewing it with one of the players that came through, 27 times, I think was his final count.
Yeah, we had some repeat customers.
Yeah. So yes, again, huge thanks to anybody who joined us for whatever they could with Gen Con. It was a blast and a half. It was really wonderful.
Yeah.
But now, let's talk about our aspects. So today, we're going to focus on a very specific aspect, but we're going to pull up the image of all of them, because last time we went over aspects, we talked about heroism and villainy as a combination.
Yeah.
But today, we're going to focus very heavily on vigilance, because we talked, heroism and villainy are more of like almost a secondary aspect.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Not necessarily, but that's just kind of how I look at it, where the other aspects are very focused and very direct as to what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. I really think of it as like heroism and villainy are almost layered on top of the other 4 aspects. And then, the card pool largely is divided into these 4. So I guess we'll start with vigilance. It's also one that's kind of different from heroism and villainy. These other 4 are more about the philosophy just like what the character's about. So you could be a vigilant hero or a vigilant villain, either way, right?
Yeah, it's your worldview, your attitudes, yeah.
Yeah. And vigilance is really, it's the most defensive, protective aspect. It's the one that's, on the hero side, it's a lot about protecting others, about, saving the weak or the innocent or whatever. On the villain side, it's more of a self-preservation kind of thing.
Right.
I'm looking out for myself. I'm trying to keep myself safe, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Protect the base at all costs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Protect the base, protect your units, all that. So I guess we can dive into the mechanics. The biggest thing, probably not a surprise, the defensive aspect is all about healing. So Vigilance, we've already seen a few cards like this. Repair was one of them that heals anything.
Can heal your base or unit. Yep.
And the Restore keyword is a big one. Like the Restored Arc 170 we saw in the demo decks. This is going to heal your base every single time it attacks. There are other colors that are capable of healing to some extent, but far and away, Vigilance is the aspect that's most about healing.
Yeah, yeah. And it can make all the difference in a game where the races are as tight as they are in this game.
That's very true. I had a game with the demo decks over the weekend that was decided by me healing 3 damage from my base with Repair.
Yeah.
So that I could then win the race by 1 turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vigilance, also the color, every color has some forms of removal, but Vigilance is very much the one that's going to be, we can defeat anything.
Yeah.
It's going to be more expensive to do so. We've seen Vanquish, it costs you 5, but it does defeat any non-leader unit. So yeah, Vigilance is the color that's about straight up defeating stuff more than any other color. And they're going to be doing that. They're going to pay a premium for it, but if there's a card you absolutely need to answer, Vigilance is the one that they can defeat it.
Yeah, it's sort of it's a very calculating, playing the long game sort of color, and that's taken out the big important pieces that need to be removed. It's good at neutralizing the big threats.
Yeah, not surprising that probably a lot of control players gravitate towards Vigilance.
Yeah,
it's got the healing, it's got the less conditional removal, the stuff where it's like, even if this thing is 10 HP, I can take it out.
And if you're going to make it to the late game, then you're going to have plenty of resources to play those expensive events. So it's
I guess another theme of protection with Vigilance, this is a little more proactive, is shields.
Yeah.
So we've seen Luke Skywalker Leader is probably the best example here. You can shield your own units to protect your own game plan. So if you have a unit that's just really important that you want to keep safe, throw a shield on them, prevent damage for 1 round. Yeah. One question we had that came up a lot at Gen Con
a lot.
is, can you stack shields? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
If you have a way to put multiple shields on the same unit, they could have 2 or 3 shields at once. Each instance of damage is only going to knock off 1 of those shields. I will say it's not too often that you can easily put multiple shields on a unit, but Luke, for instance, he could put a shield on his leader side, then deploy, then put another shield on.
Yeah.
That's probably the most common way we've seen it.
For anybody who gets to play these demo decks after, obviously, this Gen Con experience, just all you got to do is draw Chewie at the right time. Just Chewie, shield, deploy Luke, shield, Chewie with shields, and you're golden.
Yeah, repeatedly shield Chewbacca.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Just scare everybody away from even attacking.
In general, Vigilance is the aspect that's probably most likely to put all its eggs in one basket like that, to really stack a lot of shields and upgrades on one awesome unit and go tall in that way. Especially if they have Sentinel, they're also protecting your base. You can go all in on that big old roadblock, and unless they're also playing Vigilance and have an answer to that, that can be a strong strategy.
Yeah. Cunning has some ways to deal with it, but this is not a cunning stream.
We'll
get to
talk
cunning
about
later.
that later.
Spoilers for later, yeah.
So you mentioned Sentinel. Sentinel, a huge keyword for Vigilance. They're the primary color with Sentinel, although of course Sentinel is spread across multiple colors in the game. And I think we have a new card to show you as a Sentinel example.
So
very first time ever on stream.
Yeah, let's pull up Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. There he is, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obviously, New Hope Obi-Wan there. 6 cost. He's a Vigilance and Heroism aspects for a 4/6 Force Jedi with Sentinel. And then when defeated, he gets to give 2 experience tokens to another friendly unit. If it's a force unit, you also draw a card. So Obi-Wan's great. He has Sentinel, so they have to attack him.
Yeah.
And then once they attack him and defeat him, he makes one of your other units way, way more powerful. Bonus points if you put those 2 experience on Luke Skywalker and also draw a card in the process.
Yeah. Let's just reenact the whole movie, please.
Right? Just play to the theme. You're good to go.
Yeah. So Obi-Wan's awesome. Obviously, again, 4/6, very good stats for a Sentinel. He can wall off multiple cheap aggressive units just by himself.
Yep.
Very solid. Yeah. I'm still putting him in decks, even though we're how many sets ahead in testing.
Yeah, for sure. And that little bit of that Force theme you're seeing, that who knows, maybe we'll see some more cards at some point that care about the Force trait.
I mean, we've seen one in the demo decks with Force Choke. Too,
True.
Right? So
True. So we have an aggression villain force card, and now a vigilance heroism force card.
Right?
Yep.
Opposite ends of the spectrum for sure.
All right. So we're not just going to show them one new card.
No.
That would be
No,
wrong.
of course not.
We've still got more things to talk about, and we've talked about Sentinel. Obi-Wan gives some experience to other units.
Yeah.
But we did talk about how some characters, they don't care as much about others. They care about themselves and getting that experience and those upgrades on their own characters.
Yeah, and particularly the villainous units seem to care more about themselves, less about others. So we can throw up Lieutenant Childsen as our next spoiler. And this guy's really like a mirror of Obi-Wan in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
He's, vigilance and villainy, 4 costs 2/2 Imperial official. Also with Sentinel. But he has, when played, you can reveal up to 4 Vigilance cards from your hand, and for each card you reveal this way, you give an experience token to Childsen. He's a Sentinel who just wants to protect himself, really. If you manage to have 4 Vigilance cards in hand when you play him, he can be a 6/6 Sentinel for 4, which is a pretty good deal.
Pretty dang good.
Pretty hard to get through that on round 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it makes you have to build your deck in the right way.
It does, yeah.
To ideally get that.
Yeah, you have to put a lot of Vigilance cards in your deck. Maybe only Vigilance cards in your deck if you really want to maximize Childsen.
Yeah. Which is possible if you do a Vigilance base with the Vigilance leader.
Yeah.
Right.
You can have double aspects and not have to pay the penalty for him, and he'll be a 6/6.
But that's just silly. Why would I ever do a Vigilance base with a Vigilance leader when every card we've seen so far either has a single aspect or a single aspect with heroism or villainy?
That's a good question. That's a question we got
Answer
a lot.
my question for
Why
me.
would you want a Vigilance leader and a Vigilance base together? Might have to do with a card that you can only play for costs if you have 2 Vigilance icons.
Oh, what is the name of this Vigilance icon card that I might need?
This card is fittingly named Vigilance. So first card, I think that we've shown with 2 of the same aspect on it.
It's the first card for a couple of reasons as well, but we'll talk about the other reason
we'll get
in
to
just
that
a minute.
in a second. We'll start with what the card does. This is an event, 4 costs, that lets you choose 2 in any order, and the 4 options from which you can choose 2 are discard 6 cards from an opponent's deck, heal 5 damage from a base, defeat a unit with 3 or less remaining HP, or give a shield token to a unit. This card really embodies a lot of what Vigilance as an aspect is about. It's got healing, it's got shields to protect your own units, it's got a way to defeat enemy units. Also a little bit of mill thrown in there. That's a very minor theme, I will say. Not going deep on mill as a strategy, discarding the opponent's deck right now.
Don't worry about mill being hugely supported yet.
But there's a little bit of it in Vigilance, just a taste. The other thing about that card that those with keen eyes will have noticed and that Josh was alluding to is it has a little L in the bottom right corner where its rarity is.
Yep.
So we've shown you common and uncommon and rare cards.
Starter
cards, of course. Vigilance is our first legendary card, which is our highest rarity in the game. A little bit beyond rare. We'll have a breakdown in the future, I think, to talk about exactly what the rarity is. But just not going to go into that too much. But yeah, it is a step above rare.
Yep.
So that is our rarest card that you can find in packs.
Nice. So 3 new cards, 1 new rarity, double aspect card. Like, it's been a good day.
Yeah, we had some good spoilers today.
Yeah. So one thing I want to point out, obviously, like we wanted to touch on it, talk a little bit about what Vigilance is and what it encompasses. There will be an article going up once the live stream is done that walks you through it. So if you want to look at it and see maybe a little bit more detail about certain aspects of it, the article will touch on potentially some other things for you. So yeah, that is Vigilance though in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered it.
My favorite aspect.
We were talking about it before the stream, and you were talking about that, but 100% mine as well. Like, I love playing just the tank. Whenever I play any game, I'm the tank or the healer. And Vigilance is tank healing. Like, I love everything about it. My games are going to take the longest of any game because I don't care. I'm going to heal up my base a little bit. Sure, you want to attack my units? They're not going to die because they're all going to be shielded. Deal with it.
If I don't have healing, shields, and sentinel, how am I supposed to get 6 lightsabers on a guy?
Right, exactly. I mean, I'm trying to think at least in the Star Wars galaxy, there's only one person I know of that could hold 6 lightsabers at a time, and they're, well, I guess, I don't know.
We'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there. But so. This was great. Thank you both for, talking about this and giving us a little bit more detail on what's going on with the Vigilance aspect. I do want to say, obviously, this is the first of the 4 colored aspects that we're talking about. So the next time we do one of these streams, we are going to be talking about the command aspect. So we're going to get a little bit more into green and what that does. So very excited to talk about that in more detail. Don't remember which of the 2 of you are joining us for that, but we're going to be rotating. We're going to be rotating through, so you get to talk to more of the devs more regularly. But yeah, other than that, I don't think that we've really got a whole lot. Oh, geez, we did have one question that we can answer right now from Jedi Geek Girl. Which Vigilance card is our favorite that has been revealed so far? Because I have to point that out because my favorite Vigilance card has not been revealed yet. But
I don't think mine has been revealed either. But of the ones revealed so far, we can talk about.
Yes. So of the ones revealed so far, I'll go first because they care a lot more about what the 2 of you have to say. So mine is definitely Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's one of my favorite Jedi. Like, tied for second. We all know Kanan is my favorite Jedi of all time. But of the Jedi, even though one of them is technically not a Jedi, he's tied for second, and I love him, like, being able to beef up your other units as long as you're building the right deck, you're drawing a card, he's tanking the hits. Like, that's what I want to be as a character. I want to be Obi-Wan Kenobi when I grow up. So he's definitely my favorite. And I can say that now because we just revealed him.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to go with Yoda. He's just so solid, like everything about him. He heals your base. He's got the Force trait, so you can beef him up with Obi-Wan potentially. When you lose him, you get to draw a card. You get to force your opponent to draw a card if you really want to. Everything about Yoda is just really just solid.
If you're going mill, they're almost out. Yoda, 3 damage.
I did do that when I was teaching somebody the game over the weekend. I was like, you know what? Yeah, you took Yoda out. Only one person's drawn a card, so go ahead. Just let them draw their card. It was a complete waste of energy, but whatever. It was fun.
In the demo decks, as in draft, mill becomes more of a reality than the 50.
Yeah, a little smaller decks. It does come up sometimes.
Nice.
So my favorite of the revealed ones so far, I think I have to go with Chewbacca. Chewbacca leader is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
We revealed Chewbacca leader.
Yep.
Yeah.
He does have my favorite art in the game.
I love the grit keyword.
Yes.
Grit
with a bunch of health.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Spectacular.
We've already established I like to stack up one tall unit, and Chewbacca's pretty good for that.
He is the tallest one.
He's the tallest one in the crew.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Nice. All right. Well, thank you for that question. That was great.
Yeah.
But now I think we're out. So thank you guys for being here. This was a blast. It's good to just talk about, your thought processes and what you've added to each aspect.
Yeah.
It's always nice to hear those little insights. And thank all of you for joining us today. We will see you shortly with more information on the game. And I guess we'll just talk then. Bye.
Bye.